Buffalo Bills beat the living snot out of the Jets, 32-6. Jets defense is good, but not good enough in this one with their offense being that terrible. Zach Wilson has 81 yards, a touchdown, and an interception in what is likely his last start in the NFL. Tim Boyle comes in for 33 yards and interception, so not much better. Josh Allen, 275, 3 TDs and an interception. He had 31 and a half points. The running backs were good. Breece Hall has 10 carries for 23 yards, but gets 5 for 50 and a touchdown through the air. Abanaconda didn't do much. Dalvin Cook didn't do much. James Cook has 17 carries, 73 yards, and then 3 catches for 29 yards and a touchdown. Ty Johnson was somehow involved. Why are we getting the same notification for like 9 different things about Zach Wilson? Ty Johnson, 3 carries, 11 yards, 3 for 47 and a touchdown through the air. That was an interesting one that came out of nowhere. Garrett Wilson sucked this week, but that's tough to do anything with Zach Wilson as your quarterback. Khalil Shakir, 3 for 115 and a touchdown. It was one long touchdown. That was a lot of it. Not sure I want to be back on that. That killed Diggs, though, and the fact that they were running the clock out, which is why Cook had so much volume. Where was he? Steph Diggs had 4 for 27. Nobody else. Gabe Davis didn't have a target. Did he not play?
He played.
Those missing. No, he's
just. Oh yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, he's out.
No, he's not. He played.
He played. Yep, he played.
Goes missing. Goes missing. Yeah, he played. He's just on a fucking milk carton.
I hate the way they phrase that. I was like, oh, so he missed the game?
No. He played. He just nobody knows. So Kincaid has 6 for 46. He had a decent day. Nothing else to see here. Tyler Bass was a good kicker, probably top 5. The Buffalo defense was awesome. The Jets defense was not. Takeaways here.
This game got out of hand real quick. So Dalton Kincaid saw all of his targets in the first half. Like literally didn't see that because they're up by so much. Like you just need to feature James Cook, and that's what they did. So it's nice to see James Cook like dominate that backfield. It'll be interesting if Joe Brady continues that usage with him because that's a much more efficient back where he's going to be a valuable asset for you long term. So we'll see how that shakes out. But like I think the shift moving on to Joe Brady, the offensive coordinator, is probably a good thing for James Cook and how they're going to use him. Josh Allen, even if he turns it over, man, it doesn't freaking matter. Josh Allen's a fantasy stud. He just puts up points. Even with the interceptions, it's like whatever. He's just a stud. Diggs had a frustrating game. He played Sauce Gardner. That's bound to happen when elite guys go against each other, right? So he saw 8 targets, but if you go up against Sauce Gardner, sometimes you're just going to lose. And on the flip side, it's like
in that one for a sideline fight at the end.
Somebody did. I can't remember who it was.
He was involved. I don't remember if he got tossed or not.
Yeah, there was somebody tossed like midway through the game. There was I can't remember who it was, but
there's a lot of ejections yesterday.
Yeah, and on the flip side, it's like Garrett Wilson is playing Sauce Gardner each week with how bad his quarterback is. So he's just getting there on volume. It's been disaster, man. It's so unfortunate. He's still on pace for well over 1,000 yards. Like he's still doing very good, but it's just when you're crippled with the CFL quarterback, it's there's not much you can do for Garrett Wilson. So it's just unfortunate. He's a good buy low in Dynasty because people are probably gonna get fed up with him. But outside of that, like I really don't want Garrett Wilson to redraft. It's just unfortunate and it kills you each week. The tight ends, it's like, it's Dalton Kincaid. He's the tight end one. I don't want any part of the Jets tight ends. I don't want any part of their ancillary options. And Breece Hall, dude, this is they have 2 of the best like running back and wide receiver players in the league. So Breece Hall, he can have these games where he blows up for you. Garrett Wilson, same thing. It's just you could just get a bet on talent with him, but it's
that idiot
super busted.
That Twitter idiot offered me Tyler Conklin for Puka Nacua in the league where I lost Mark Andrews.
You're like, bird. Get the bird for that one. Yeah,
have fun with the garbage on waiver wire. Well, that's all right. I went and I added Michael Mayer and Trey McBride instead. Thanks, though.
Is Conklin even like better than the garbage on the waiver wire? Like, not really.
No. It was that was the fun. He picked like the 5th best garbage off the waiver wire. And then I was like, I'll just take Trey McBride. Thanks. So
right. Like that's what a lot of people struggle with those dynasty terms, the moves. It's like trade him for this guy. It's like, no, just trade for a tier of guys. Just take the cheapest guy of those. It doesn't really matter.